What's going on, everyone? My name is Nicholas Merton here at DataDash, and today is September 2nd of 2017. So as you all know, if you watch my channel, you probably know by now that I love getting feedback in the comments below my videos and in my live streams about what coin or token I should cover next on my channel. And I've been getting a lot of requests recently about a cryptocurrency that's come up to take on the sports betting industry. After all of the flack and regulation that has come into the sector, it seems like cryptocurrencies could come in and fix that. And that's exactly what No Limit Coin is trying to achieve. So, I hadn't really looked into it to a full scale until really the past few days. I really started to dive into it and learn a little bit about what No Limit Coin is all about and what they're objectively trying to do. It's a pretty simple concept, and it's whether or not you believe genuinely if there's going to continue to be more legal structure in the United States related to sports gambling. And if that's the case, No Limit Coin will probably be a good candidate for the long term. So let's go ahead and talk about the fundamentals. Let's talk about the technology. Let's talk about, the team, everything related to No Limit Coin. But first, as always, we've got to jump into the numbers. So we can see here that No Limit Coin is definitely a small cap. Still, it's sitting around $83 million. And if this, gets to even half the scale of the sports betting industry, this would be a massive cryptocurrency, a multi-billion-dollar cryptocurrency. But for now, it's still relatively early. There's not a mass-scale adoption, so it's sitting around $83 million. We have volume here sitting, it's a little under our $500,000 target, so I'd be wary about trading it. But at the same time, if you're investing and you think this is going to continue to grow and the market cap will get bigger, of course the volume will get bigger. The one limitation that leads to this, ironically, No Limit Coin, but no, just the one thing that's kind of holding this back, I think, in the sense of volume, is that it's not on very professional exchanges. It's on Yobit, Cryptopia, and Coin Exchange. Not a lot of volume goes through those platforms, or at least for, it needs to get on something like Bittrex or something that has a little bit more steady volume and opens it up to a more serious, more institutional environment. So again, limited on the exchange in that sense. And then the last thing we want to look at here is the circulating supply. Now, if you're curious about how, if there's any max supply on No Limit Coin, for now there is not. There's an average 5% interest for proof of stake through staking out the coin, so you get 5% interest on your No Limit Coin holdings each year. So I think that that's a pretty good selling point to kind of hold it and keep it in No Limit Coin, and then when you want to use it on sports betting, I got an accent coming out, sports betting, whenever you want to, in the sense of using the platform. So as you can see here on the technical chart, we can look at the past month. Actually, we'll extend it out to the past 3 months just to really kind of emphasize this. This has really had a run up. So it's been around for quite some time. If we look at the all-time chart, this has been in the works for a few, definitely almost a year now, and we're finally starting to see it get some traction. So congrats to the developers and the people who have been behind the project. And now we can see also that this is going through a little bit of a pullback. We had a little bit of an over-exuberance in price action, but if this really does, like I said, reach towards a scalable amount of the sports betting industry, No Limit Coin is going to have much more of a run-up. The question is, does it have the technology, does it have the team, and the real objectives to meet that? Well, let's go ahead and look at their website and kind of get a full glance at what No Limit Coin is offering. So, as you can see here, it takes you right here, shows you an icon of the coin, and then you can see there's a video. I don't know if you've ever seen the classic "What is Bitcoin" video. They use the same exact animation software. You can see it clearly. And, it talks generally, it's a very simple concept. There's not any groundbreaking technology with No Limit Coin. Not to, be rude or insulting. It doesn't always need that. But it's more tailored towards the market it's going after, fantasy sports. We all know that fantasy sports, sports gambling, whatever you want to call it, has become a very fascinating industry in the United States. And a lot of people either do it as a hobby, and they want the freedom to do so as a hobby, or they take it as a full-time career. Some people do this to make a living. I know, for example, you picture with stocks and cryptocurrencies, people sitting with the 7 different monitors, managing statistics, and having a multitude of keyboards and doing all kinds of stuff. Well, I know it seems kind of crazy, but there are people who do that on the professional level with sports, fantasy sports and sports gambling. So it's an interesting kind of thing. As someone who's not very athletic myself, I used to love baseball, and I could watch football from time to time. The thing is, there's a lot of people out there who are interested in it, and it's a huge thing here in the West. So it's cool to see something that's Really, I think it'll spark here with football in the United States, and then also in other countries as well, as they have soccer, they've got football, they've got all kinds of different sports. I'm assuming baseball as well. So we'll go through and look at it and see what they're offering. But really, I think the fantasy football industry is going to be a really big one for this. So supposedly they've got a highly secure network, encrypted blockchain. Anything usually on blockchain is usually going to be relatively secure. All your favorite sports. So again, you can see here they've got basketball as well. I completely forgot to mention that. As they expand the network here of different sports you can enter into, I think that that's going to really open this up to mass adoption. Okay, so you need that adoption to really get this going. The adoption of it is what's going to give No Limit Coin its value. People setting in a demand to buy the token off of exchanges. And you can start playing today. They have a thing where you can actually start registering and start, playing on sports now. Now, a lot of you might be curious. Also, you can see that there's 10 free No Limit coins you get when you join. So a few dollars right there. And then, if it keeps on appreciating, why not just grab your 10 free coins? You can see if we scroll down here, there's all kinds of different sports here. And a lot of you might be curious, about the question of like legality with this. You're saying, Nick, I know there's a lot of regulation in the space, as you were mentioning earlier in the video. Can I use No Limit Coin? Is there any federal, worries I should have? Well, not really, no. The thing is, that's the whole purpose of No Limit Coin. In the U.S., when you're using U.S. dollars, that's a direct, especially if there's a law or regulation against, sports betting or gambling in general, you are breaking federal law if you use U.S. dollars. But No Limit Coin and cryptocurrencies are that gateway around it. It's the way you can kind of get around that and kind of get a loophole for the sports betting industry. People have been using Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, all kinds of different cryptocurrencies on gambling sites where they play poker, blackjack, whatever it may be. Any kind of betting industry has now started to use cryptocurrencies as a gateway around it. And I think it's pretty interesting. I think there's a sense of freedom that comes with it. As much as I don't recommend you ever gamble with anything, I really recommend you all stay, consistent and patient with things. But I think at the same time, you deserve the freedom to do whatever the hell you want. Sorry for the language, but seriously, it's your business. And I think that this is pretty cool. I'm surprised we haven't seen something in this space. And I think it's a big enough industry, and with how much regulation there is, to where it could really be its own cryptocurrency and its own platform. They have their own betting platform, which we'll talk a little bit more about later. And you can see there's some cool videos here. You can do there's an interview Q&A with the CEO, the staking tutorial on how to stake your No Limit coins and how to grow it through interest over time. And you can see there's also an interview with the CEO again, talking about the secret sauce of what No Limit Coin has to offer. So again, some features here. It's a cryptocurrency, of course. There's a few exchanges you can get it on. The one thing I don't like is, as we talked before, it's not on like something like Bittrex. It's very low volume exchanges, which I think, again, not trying to put a pun into it, it does kind of limit No Limit Coin. So I think that if they could get on Bittrex, I feel much more safe in it. You can trade for dollars, of course. You can trade to other cryptocurrencies or straight to fiat. And then, of course, you've got proof of stake, which, I think is honestly a decent selling point to keep it inside and keep using the platform. So to benefit those when you're either using it or it's like, listen, you might as well just kind of keep it in here, especially seeing as it's so early on. We can see, you can kind of see the chart here. We've been having a lot of upside action, but again, it's a little jumpy because the volume isn't there yet. It's just not on enough exchanges. But again, nice run up, can't shoot it down. Really interesting to see this kind of price action. Definitely a lot of optimism coming in. So again, a lot of questions that are answered down here. If you all want to learn a little bit more, watch the video, read through some of those questions. But I want to talk a little bit about the platform here. So this is the signature kind of selling technology of No Limit Coin, the Crypto Fantasy Sports website. This is the No Limit Coin platform where you can use No Limit Coin to bet on football, basketball, soccer, baseball, hockey, whatever you could ever think of in the sense of crypto betting and sports. So I think that it's interesting. There's really not much to talk about so long as they can deliver on the platform. One thing I noticed instantly is when I clicked on here, it takes me to a prohibited page, but then it said I can go to no cost fantasy sports. Now I don't know really what the separation is of this, between the website that it was originally directing me to. It looks honestly like the background, if it gives a second to load here, looks like the exact same background. It just was, maybe it's a different registered domain, I don't know. But you can go ahead and register, create an account. So pretty cool to see they have a functional website. Not the most professional looking website, I gotta say, but you know, give it time. It's a new project, and it might be able to do a little bit more of a professional side. I think you need to really kind of up it a little bit. I think it's kind of a cool kind of background, but at the same time, it's just kind of gimmicky in a sense. So if we go back here, scroll down, you know, of course, this is the planning form, No Limit Fantasy Sports, and you can get it at, you can get the cryptocurrency for no limit on these exchanges. Again, would really like to see Bittrex. The one thing that really upset me when I was trying to research this coin is I wanted to click on read. I wanted to read the white paper. And they're creating a white paper 2.0. I think that's fine. I think that's good. They're updating it, keeping it up to date. I like that. But it'd be nice if they could at least give a short, simplified white paper. So while people are interested in it now and why the price is going up, I could really read into the back-end tech. So a little bit disappointed in that sense, but you know, that's fine. There's nothing really to hold against them. Most of their concepts are very clear. I mean, it's really, like I said, not much game-changing technology. It's more of just it's going towards a really interesting market. You can see that they have had scheduled additions here. You can see that in August they added soccer. They're adding the NFL in September, hockey in September, basketball. So really close, short type, a very close timeline here. Now the only one that's I'm sad that we're gonna have to wait this long for is baseball. You know, I told you all I played some baseball when I was younger, and I like baseball, but I guess we'll have to wait for that. But then again, I guess the bigger industries are mostly basketball and the NFL, so I think that's good, and soccer as well. But so yeah, just got to be patient with it. It's a long-term one. You can see that as well. They've got wallets here. You can already start staking out your no limit coin, and yeah, it looks pretty good. And I like the fact that the web wallet has two-step authentication. Let's see here. And this is the team right here. Now, I want to talk about this. I think the team is definitely sized well. They have a lot of people both on kind of the more business side as well as the developer side. At the same time, though, it's good to go ahead and look at a few of the LinkedIn. So I thought I might as well take Raphael and Dharmesh. I might be saying his name wrong. I'm terrible with names. I apologize. But we have, you know, this is the CEO, I don't know if the CEO, the founder of the project, Raphael. Seems like a cool guy. And he's actually ran, over the past few years, an IT contracting company in the greater Los Angeles area. So definitely has some skills behind him in the sense of hiring people in IT, and I would assume back in development as well. He is the founder of the No Limit Coin project, and before that, outside of no Limit Fantasy Sports, you know, which is of course tied with it, he worked for a payphone company for the past 17 years. So that's interesting. He's got, you know, a decent amount of experience behind him, but I really would like to see Raphael and his team have some blockchain experience. I mean, again, you don't need to be some kind of whiz for it, and that's usually what you'll find on the developer side. So Dharmesh, who is the leader on the UI UX design team for No Limit, has worked as a freelancer for quite some time. So he's been in the space for over 8 years. He seems like he's an immigrant from India, and this is pretty cool. So again, you know, I decided that instead of trying to look up for credentials, you know, I don't hold people to degrees or anything. I went towards his projects down here, and I looked at some of his websites. He's got one here for the California Beach Volleyball Association. Functions well. They've got functioning advertising and, you know, all these little different posts for different events. So decent looking website. Another one that wasn't as impressive was kind of it just looks like an older website. I think this was for advertising. It's a different language as well, but the third one didn't load for me. So I don't know. It was this one called Lazy Food. But anyways, you know, again, there's a lot of other people on the team, and it looks like they have someone who's you know, working on the side of cryptography. I think this is great, and they've got people who are growth hackers to really get the project off the ground. And as well as a few community and business managers as well, and advisors to the program. So again, cool team, everything's awesome. You can contact them with any questions, but I gotta say, this is a really cool space. I don't know if I'm exactly secure in investing in No Limit Coin right now. It seems like something that really isn't set up to fail in any sense. It seems like it's set for success. The real question is, if someone comes along building a much better platform for No Limit Coin, the coin's value is dependent on that platform. I think people have to really understand that. It is dependent on the fact that, well, there's proof of stake, so you generate more. But at the end of the day, if the platform doesn't succeed, if it's not consistent, if there's limited fees, actual flexibility of investing in different sports, whatever it may be, if No Limit Coin's platform can't meet that, that is going to be what limits it, okay? So if someone comes along and builds a platform where you can spend a variety of cryptocurrencies on a betting platform for sports, No Limit Coin's going to have a run for its money. But for now, it seems like it's the only one in the space. I feel relatively optimistic on it. But again, it's a very early on cryptocurrency, and it's on a very limited amount of exchanges. So be cautious, stay diversified, and if you want to invest in it, make a small position, in my opinion, if you really want my opinion on it. I think that this is interesting. You might as well go try an account, go register, get your free No Limit Coins, play around with it, see how it goes, and if you like it, invest in it. It should be a platform that, if you enjoy using it, you should invest in it, if you see the potential in it. But anyways, guys, that's it for No Limit Coin. What do you all think about it? I'd like to hear your feedback on No Limit Coin in the comments down below. Have you used the platform yet? Are you interested in using it, or have you had a bad experience with it? I'd love to hear you all down in the comments below. Get a discussion going. Always love doing that. And outside of that, everyone, thank you all so much for watching the review. I hope you all enjoyed the video. If you got a coin that I haven't covered, or a token I haven't covered as well, leave a comment down below. And I will see you all in the next video. Stay tuned.